Intimacy is one of those topics that's difficult to talk about, whether we're talking about sex, emotional intimacy, or spiritual intimacy. But having the ability to communicate with your partner about these topics is essential in any relationship. The problem is most of us have been taught to avoid these types of conversations. You know, it's considered rude to talk about sex or inappropriate to discuss our true feelings. As a result, many of us don't know how to bring up these topics or what to say. So today we are going to talk about how to talk about intimacy with your partner. We'll talk about what to talk about, what not to say, and give you some great conversation starters. Hi there, I'm a licensed professional counselor. If you're new here, welcome. I'm an advocate for mental health and I want to thank you for your support. So let's get started. So what is intimacy? Intimacy can refer to physical, emotional, and spiritual closeness. For the purpose of this video, we're mostly going to be focusing on physical and emotional intimacy since these are the areas that most people struggle with in their relationships. Physical intimacy doesn't always have to mean sexual intimacy, although that is a part of it. It can also refer to non-sexual touch like hugging and cuddling. Emotional intimacy is when you feel close to someone and like you can share anything with them, like your deepest fears, your dreams and aspirations, your thoughts and feelings. Spiritual intimacy is connecting with your partner on a deeper level and sharing your values and beliefs. Why is it important to talk about intimacy with your partner? There's nothing wrong with wanting to talk about intimate things with your partner. It's very natural. Having these conversations will strengthen your bond with your partner. If you can communicate openly about intimacy, you're more likely to have a higher level of trust in each other. Talking about these things will also help you learn more about each other and what makes each of you feel loved. When both partners feel loved by expressing their needs and wants to their partner, it increases the likelihood that those needs will be met. And if your needs are being met, it will increase the level of satisfaction in your relationship. One of the main reasons couples come to therapy is because they don't know how to communicate effectively with each other. Learning how to talk about intimacy is a great first step to improving communication in your relationship. What not to do when talking about intimacy with your partner. When talking about intimacy with your partner, it's important to remember to be respectful, honest, open-minded, and be a good listener. Don't get defensive. Don't make accusations. Remember, the goal is to improve your relationship. These conversations won't always be easy, but if you keep these things in mind, it will make it easier. Here are some things not to do when talking about intimacy with your partner. Avoid bringing up past mistakes or hurts. Try not to make this conversation about the past. It's about where you are now and where you want to go in the future. Resist the urge to get defensive. Defensiveness is one of the worst things you can do when trying to have a vulnerable conversation with your partner. If you find yourself getting defensive, take a break from the conversation and come back to it later. Once you've had a chance to calm down, don't try to change your partner. Your goal isn't to convince your partner that you're right. It's to understand each other's needs and desires. Don't make assumptions. If you're not sure about something, ask. Don't get sidetracked. Stay focused on the topic at hand. Don't bring up other issues that could be dealt with during another conversation. Don't threaten to end the relationship. Don't use ultimatums. This isn't going to help you connect with your partner. It's only going to push them away. And finally, don't give advice unless your partner asks for it. Now that we know what not to do, let's talk about what to do. Here are some tips to keep in mind before having a conversation with your partner about intimacy. Choose the right time and place. Don't try to have this conversation when you're stressed or in a public place. Wait until you're both relaxed and in a private setting. Start slowly. You don't have to share everything all at once. Start by talking about the basics, like what you need from your partner and what you like and do unlike. Be honest and open. Share your thoughts and feelings with your partner. Be honest about what you want and don't be afraid to express your needs. Be a good listener. Make sure you hear your partner's point of view. Ask questions and summarize what they're saying to make sure you understand. Be respectful. Remember that this is a difficult conversation. Be patient with each other and show respect. Be loving. This is an important conversation, but remember to be loving towards your partner. Show them that you care. Be positive. Focus on the positive aspects of your relationship and intimacy. Be hopeful that you can work through any challenges. Now let's talk about some great conversation starters. Here are some questions you can ask your partner to help get the conversation going. What does intimacy mean to you? What does physical intimacy mean to you? How do you show physical intimacy? What does emotional intimacy mean to you? How do you show emotional intimacy? What are your love needs? What are your boundaries? What are your limits? What are your turn-ons? What are your turn-ons? What would you like to change? What would you like to see more of? What would you like to see less of? What would you like to explore? How can I better meet your needs? How can you better meet my needs? How can we improve our intimacy together? Having these conversations with your partner can be difficult, but it's important to remember that it's worth it. Improving your intimacy with your partner will improve your relationship and bring you closer together. If you find that you're struggling to have these conversations on your own, consider couples therapy. A therapist can help you both learn how to communicate more effectively and work through any issues you may be facing. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe and leave me a comment below. I appreciate all your support. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great day.